Hi, and welcome back to Aussie Scale Modeller. Jace here, glad to have your company once again. Well, a huge shout out to everybody, and I mean everybody that reached out to me by email, phone, Facebook, everything like that. Thank you so very much for all your warm wishes of get well soons and anything we can do. What a fantastic community, modelling community we have in this country. I even got a few international emails, so thank you to everybody. To John Collins up there, to Braden from Outlaw Paints, to Rory from Rory's RC, to Wayne from BB's Hobbies, Chris Brown, everybody, thank you so very, very much. It means the world. And if you're new to the channel, well, just a quick update. This is about promoting Australian hobby stores, whether big, whether small, it doesn't matter. Promoting Australian modelers, whatever you do, doesn't matter. Whether you're in RC, does not matter. This is what this is about, and promoting Australian-made goods for our hobbies, whether it's RC, scale models, slot cars, trains, it doesn't matter. We're working through it all, guys, and we'll get there in the end. To all you wonderful people down there in New South Wales, please stay safe. We are all thinking of you. The whole country is thinking of you. Moving on to a bit of Queensland now. We've got Mr. Chris Miller from Queensland Modelers Hobby Expo. That's coming up next weekend. So what we'll do, I'll stop talking, we'll roll the video, we'll have a bit of a chat with Chris, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Well, good morning. We've got the one and the only Chris Miller from QMHE. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you, Jace?
Oh, mate, living the dream, living the dream. Hey, mate, welcome to Aussie Scale Modeller, and really appreciate your time this morning. Mate.
Thanks for having me.
Mate, pleasure. Tell us, mate, how long have you been modelling, and what's your first recollection of it?
Oh, I reckon I was probably early single digits, maybe 4, 5, 6, something like that.
That is it.
I remember the first kit was a Crown 144 scale Lancaster.
Yep.
That my mum bought me from Coles. And all I used to care about in those days was sticking the glass on because I thought that was the coolest bit. So yeah, that's right. Oh no. It was a glue bomb, mate. But that's my first recollection of it.
Yep.
So yeah, I've been doing it pretty solidly since. There's been times where you sort of skip it for a few years, but you know, life takes you in different places. But I've always sort of had a stash somewhere. Always.
Hey, mate, just what's your favourite genre? What's your preferred genre in the hobby?
I actually, I used to do planes, but I got into armour, and I kind of like, I guess I have a bit of an even split. It'd probably be between armour and planes.
Right. Yeah.
I guess it just depends on. I've actually got. I don't know that it's really a genre, but I just like weathered stuff.
Yep.
So I've weathered cars and sci-fi stuff and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think it's an actual official genre, but that's probably what I do. You know, whatever the subject is, if it's weathered, it's me. But that's probably. But if I had to pick one, I'd say probably tanks.
Tanks. Right. Are we talking modern or are we talking?
Probably mainly US and German World War II.
Yep.
The modern ones, I think they're awesome to look at, and they're phenomenal pieces of equipment. But I kind of like I like the history of the World War II subjects.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was actually just watching Kelly's Heroes the other day, and it reminded me, and then I found out a T-shirt from Oddball, you know, Enough of the Negative Vibes Moriarty, and I went, yeah, what a great movie, and hit the tiger up the bum. So that was, yeah. Hey, mate, the QMHE, mate, let us know when it started, what's your involvement in it, and elaborate on the word QMHE.
All right, so the QMHE stands for the Queensland Model Hobbies Expo. It started, the first one was held in 1996. So last year was supposed to be the 25th show, 25th anniversary. So this year is still the 25th anniversary because obviously last year everything got cancelled. It was started by, originally the modelling clubs in Brisbane were part of the Brisbane Pet and Hobby Expo going back in the day. But there was a bit of a feeling, I think, that the modelling clubs and the modelling hobby probably didn't get enough exposure, or the exposure that they felt it deserved, and probably wanted, and they decided that they would put on a show of a specialised show that just focused on modelling. And I think the first show was put together in something like 6 weeks.
Wow.
And it was run, and it was quite a success, and it's built up from that over the years. You know, the committees of each committee, as they've owned it or had it for the year or a couple of years that they've been involved, they sort of stepped it up to the point where it's probably, you know, we like to think it's one of the premier events in the country. And it's you know, I think the most amount of competition entries we had once was like 468. So we get, you know, the comp tables generally look pretty good. And we've been lucky to have some traders come from over the border and sort of come up as well. So it's grown to be a really good event. And I guess the other thing is, like, it's a Queensland event, so we like that. You know, we'd like to try. We used to have some of the clubs from, like, you know, Mackay and Gladstone and stuff come down, and I think we'd like to try and get to that eventually again, and sort of make it it's the Queensland Model Hobbies Expo, so not the Brisbane one. So it'd be nice to, you know, be able to reach out to the clubs and the modelers outside of the southeast corner and get everyone back involved. So that's sort of where we're working on it, and where we want to take it. And that's where it sort of come from to where we'd like to see it go.
Excellent. And it's on next weekend, I believe.
It is 21st and 22nd of August. And I'm the media officer, so this is why you get to interview my ugly face. But yeah, so we had some sort of questions around us holding the show next week, because you know, there are, you know, there's some limitations and restrictions still in place with COVID, but the reason why we're going ahead with it is because we could postpone it, but there's no guarantees that down the track, when you postpone it, you won't be in a full lockdown. So we're a week out from the show. Barring a full lockdown, we will go ahead with it next weekend, and run it, because I think we need it. We need to have it. People want to get out. They want to, you know, so.
Yeah, show everything they've made since locked up. So
yeah, there's we had pre-registrations, and we're trying to promote everyone to do that, because it'll speed up the process when we drop the kits off. And there's a lot of people that have entered double-digit entry numbers. So that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to hear. Yeah. So it's going to be there's going to be some comp entries on the table, which will be nice.
That is fantastic, mate. And thanks for the tickets to get down there, mate. Hopefully, as everybody knows, with what's been going on with our family, and appreciate all the best wishes from your mob. Yeah, really looking forward to getting down there. Mate, back to yourself. What's currently on your bench, and what's been your favourite build of all your time?
I'm desperately trying to finish a couple of entries. So I have a World War II German flak gun on the bench, and a Airfix P40 Warhawk.
Okay.
I don't know how the Warhawk's going to go though. I don't know if that'll make it in time. So yeah, that's pretty much what's on the bench right now. But then it's a bit hard to find exactly what's on my bench, because like every good modelling bench, it's organised chaos. So you know, there's probably other stuff on there too, but I just haven't found it amongst the paint jars and you know, instruction sheets and boxes and stuff that you find on there. But that's hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get that knocked over in the next week.
Yeah, I've got the P40N. I'm just looking to look up there, big trumpeter P40N, and the Warhawk there. And you're saying with you like your weathering. What about, since it might not be finished, so a bit of aluminium over it, bit of lighter fluid, set it on fire, weathered, mate. It's a perfectly crashed aircraft there. It just didn't make it.
Look, it's you know, I'm a firm believer in you know, don't just use, you know, techniques from inside the model hobby. If that works and it gets a thing, then yeah, by all means test it, have a crack.
I found with some of my stuff I've done over the years with weathering for like crashed aircraft, heat gun.
Soften it up.
It just, yeah, and you just put it, and the further you get it close, it'll, that air force on it just melts it in different ways, and it's, yeah, out with the modeling shaping tool, and you just press it in, and yeah. So, and a saw blade to get your serrations so it fragments.
Oh yeah.
Looks like it's torn apart. So put the saw blade in, left and right, not front and back, and so it looks like it's, you've got the teeth marks and it's ripped it apart. So
oh yeah, okay.
And another one is to get that saw blade and cut off some teeth, so you've got different variants in where it's gone through.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, mate, what tool would you instantly notice missing from your bench?
I've got a set of Xuron side cutters, which are sprue cutters.
Yep.
They are brilliant. Really love them. So yeah, I reckon if I didn't see them, I'd be really concerned, because I'd have to go back to when I was like 12 years old and use a pair of mum's nail clippers.
Yeah. Remember using plastics, the scissors, like just your everyday craft. Yeah, no, it didn't work for me. Hey, before this, and now this lockdown and everything we've gone through over the last couple of years, what was your local hobby shop, mate? What was the one you like walking into?
We're quite blessed up here because we've got a couple. Sorry,
we're Queenslanders. Yeah,
of course. We're blessed in Brisbane because we've got there's like there's decent retailers around all over the place, and we have Hobby One was the one that was closest to me. It was a large hobby shop that originally started in the Gabba. They moved out to Mount Gravatt.
Yep.
And now they're down in Springwood, and they've been around for at least my earliest memory would be in the 80s of going to the shop in the Gabba. Then sort of mid 90s, another store opened up on the north side called Hobby Rama, which does pretty much everything as well. And there's I don't need much excuse I don't care about the toll going over to have a look at that. I'll wander over there. But so they're probably the two that I would have gone to the most.
Yep.
Because they were pretty much one-stop shops. You could get everything you needed. You know, if you wanted a kit, you could get a kit. You could get paint, glue, knives, tools, all sorts of stuff. So they were probably the two that I would. And sometimes my weekends would be, I've got, I was working down in my model room or whatever, and I might go to Hobby One and just have a look, because it was 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
So, so that's probably my local hobby shop. And I'm blessed that both those stores are still, still going and still trading, and they're still, quite large. So they factor, and both of them cater for all sort of hobbies. So, if you're an RC guy or whatever, you can go there for that. If you're a scale model, I think they even do doll houses and stuff like that. Some of them, and I think Hobby One does a bit of dollhouse stuff. But yeah, there's heaps there for anyone that's into into a type of construction hobby.
Yeah, I've been to Hobby One a couple of times. I mean, over my lifetime, and I found that when you go there, even though it's a big store, you're still treated like a little old store. Mm. Yeah, you're not just welcome to the big super. There's friendly people there. And they have a chat before they'll. Oh, you must buy. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. Mate, I'm going to say a huge thanks to you today, and to the QMHE for the invite down there. I look forward to getting down myself. Mate, anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, just a couple of things. We're really trying to push the online registration. So if they jump onto the QMHE.com, there's a slider across the top of the website for registering entries online.
Yep.
There's about a $2 discount to pre-enter your entry. So I think it's $5 on the day, 3 days if you do it pre-enter.
Yep.
So if a lot of people are entering more than 5 or 6 models, you actually pay for. If you enter over 5, you get a free pass for 1 day. And if you pre-enter your entries and you've got more than 5, you pay your entry basically for the other day. Yep. In savings for the comp entry. So we're pushing that. The other big thing is, of course, we will be following all of the requirements for the COVID safe requirements from the government. So there'll be a scan-in app. People will need to scan in, they'll need to wear masks, all that sort of stuff. And it's 4 square metres social distancing. But luckily the hall we're in this year is much bigger, so we can cater for that. I'm just trying to think of anything else I need to, and for the first time ever,
Yep.
On Sunday morning and at 7 a.m, between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m, the QMHE is holding its first ever swap meet.
Wow.
So in 25 years, there's never been a swap meet held at the QMHE. It's always been just retail outlet stores, but we're going to hold a swap meet. So we're encouraging anyone who's got stuff sitting there collecting dust, take it in there and get rid of it. And then there's a bunch of traders in the hall. You can go and swap what you just sold for stuff that you actually want.
Yeah.
So you know, make some money out in the swap meet. Go and have some fun spending it in the hall. So, and so there's all the details on the website for that.
Right. What about any food and beverage on site?
Actually, the hall has its own built-in cafeteria. So we're gonna look, every hall that we've been to, every hall the QMHE has been in, there's always been food facilities. So this one's it's at the Ipswich Event Centre, it's just had an $8 million renovation, so it's massive. And part of that is this very nice full chef kitchen and eatery area at the front. So
awesome. There'll
be plenty of stuff there to keep us all from starving to death and fading away to a block of flats like myself.
One from high-rise to flats, mate. You're right. Hey, mate. Again, it's been fantastic. Again, where's the website?
So it's qmhe.com.au. It's, and then obviously the other thing is too that we've got a Facebook group or a Facebook page. We ask everyone to follow that because we post any updates on that first, because it's a live sort of thing. Like we can post up on a day if something changes. We obviously just want everyone to monitor that in the next week, because fingers crossed we aren't in lockdown or anything like that. But if something was to drastically change, that's where we'll update.
Well, mate, I mean, I'm looking forward to it going ahead. I really am. And I can't wait to get down there, as you know, with the wipe. Yep. But Mr. Chris Miller, thank you for your time. And as I always say, it's all good. Catch you later.
Thanks, Jason, for having me. And let me just say also as well, congratulations on the success of the channel.
Thank you, mate.
And thanks for having us on and promoting the event. It's fantastic. So, and all the best to your wife.
Thanks, mate. Take care. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. See you, mate.
See ya. Wow. Chris Miller, thank you very much. Queensland Modelers Hobby Expo, thank you for your time. Thank you to you and the rest of the committee that goes to great lengths to ensure that this show is going ahead, getting COVID safe and everything else. 25 years, that's just amazing work. Hats off, mate. Hats off. Okay, coming up in next week's show, hopefully we've got Daryl from Gundam Plus. As we all know, COVID again. Some of these guys can't even open the doors of their shop, folks, so I'm being patient. I appreciate the fact they take their time for the channel for you. So, yeah, to Daryl, mate, hope everything's okay down there, and I'll catch up with you next week. We also have a guy there called Peter. He's from Oz Scale Modelling, great channel. He's actually very new to the hobby itself, only started in 2020, but great work there he does. He's some fantastic work already for an amateur model, but hey, we'll have a chat to him in a couple of episodes coming up. Also, don't forget, visit www.modelers-island.com.au. Use this code ASM10. That gets 10% off your order. Braden from Outlaw Paints, that's www.outlawpaints.com.au. Use this code ASM, cancel that, AUSSMOD10 and get your 10% off there. That's 10% off all your orders. So if you're ordering $200, put it in, that's $20 off. Use that. Big thank you to all of the people that supply their content for this channel, the products and everything else that I get to have a look and share with you guys. Wayne from BB's Hobbies up there in Mackay, to Colin and Keith, the RC shop up there in Townsville, to who else have we got there? Wow, Rory from Rory's RC Hobby House in Rockhampton. You guys, fantastic. Excuse me while I scratch your face. Yeah, thank you so much. Make sure you visit them, guys, and the other ones that You know, Chris Brown, high playing models, frontline hobbies. And don't forget to talk and have a listen, sorry, not to have a talk, but have a listen to the boys from On the Bench. What a fantastic podcast. Don't miss it. There's some great information there. Okay. One more thing, guys. The Stroke Foundation. We'll just put it over there. The Stroke Foundation. Go and visit them. I'm not sure if they take donations, but if they do, hey, throw a buck, throw two, throw five. You never know. It could help stop the prevention of strokes in some small way, shape or form. Talking about that, the wife, yeah, she's still struggling a bit. We're not, no vision in the eyes yet, in the right eye. And well, hey, I missed the mum for the moment, but this channel, this episode is pretty much because of her. She said, go do it. People are enjoying it, and people like you that support it. So please hit the like and the subscribe there, and hit the bell notification. This means the world to me, guys. If you're watching the video for the first time, just hit the subscribe. It costs nothing, and I really do appreciate it. Well, guys, one more thing. When I hit those 1,000 subscribers, that first 1,000 subscribers, all going in the draw for the F111C Academy. This was supplied to me by modelersisland.com.au, or modelers-island.com.au. Wayne, thank you very much. So, 1,000 subscribers, you're in the draw for 148 scale Academy F111C. Where we go. Enjoy it. Right, guys, well, that's it from me. Thank you very much for staying to the end of the video. And as I always say, it's all good. Catch you later.